Okay, student, the topic for discussion is time delay. So, why time delay? In real time applications, microprocessor based applications such as traffic light control, digital clock, process control, serial communication, these systems are time aligned system. We need to keep track with time. So, if we want to introduce some time delays between two events, we need some time delays. For example, a traffic light control application, it is necessary to give time delays between two transitions. So time delays can be given by some hardware device or some software. In software time delays, we introduce time delays using a set of instructions. By executing set of instructions, we can introduce some software delays or time delays. As we know, each instruction requires some clock cycles to execute. Each clock cycle is called as T state in microprocessor. So to execute these instructions for time delays, microprocessor takes fixed time as per the instruction, since it is driven by constant frequency clock. Obviously, it will depend on the clock frequency of the system. So now, how we can introduce time delay? How we can implement time delays? So we can implement time delay by loading a register with some number, and depending on the time delay required, the register is decremented until it reaches to 0. And to implement the delay register, we need some loop. So loop causes a delay depending upon the clock period of the system. So we can understand this process with the help. A delay register will be loaded with some value. Every time the value will be updated, and it is checked for the condition whether it is reached to 0 or not. If it is not reached to 0, it will go back and again update the delay register and check the condition. If it reaches to the final value, then it terminates. So the time delays, to implement the time delay, we need some register in which the value will be loaded. We need some loop to update the value of delay register again and again, and we need some jump condition instruction. So we have three techniques to implement time delays: time delay using one register, time delay using register pair, and time delay using a loop within a loop. So we will study one by one. Time delay using one register. A count value is loaded in register. The count value will denote how many times the loop will be executed. So we have some formulas to calculate time delays introduced by a program. Now total time delay of a program will be equals to time to execute instruction outside the loop and time to execute instruction inside the loop. The loop which is used to implement the time delay. So we have some instruction outside the loop and we have some instructions inside the loop. So the time to execute instruction outside the loop plus time to execute the instruction inside the loop will make the total time delay introduced by the program. So we can calculate the time for a single instruction. It will be calculated as we know each instruction requires some t states or some number of clock cycles to execute. So time required to execute an instruction will be number of t states required to execute this instruction into clock period. Clock period of the system will be calculated by clock frequency. So suppose clock frequency of the system is f, then clock period t equals to 1 by f. And time delay in loop, because loop executes so many times, so time delay in loop will be the clock period required to execute the instruction or the clock period of the system into loop t states required by the instructions inside the loop into n10. n10 is what? Basically we need some count value how many times a loop will execute, and n10 is the equivalent decimal number of the hexadecimal count loaded in the delay register. In 8085 programming, we load some hexadecimal value into the register, and we have to calculate the decimal number of that hexadecimal value. So we can understand this process with the help of some example. Suppose we have this program to introduce some delay. Now we will calculate how much time delay this program introduces. So we have some label of code, operand and description, and t states. T states, for each instruction we have number of t states required. So as we can see, this instruction is outside the loop, and these two instructions are inside the loop. And C register is working as a count register, and the FF value has been loaded into C register. So we need to calculate decimal equivalent of FF, that is 255. So because this value will specify how many times this loop will execute. So if we have clock frequency of the system is 2 megahertz, then clock period of system will be 1 by f equals to 0.5 microsecond. Now we will calculate the time to execute MVI. How many t state this instruction require? 7. So time for MVI will be t states for MVI into clock period. So it will be 7 into 0.5 equals to 3.5 microsecond. Although this is the only instruction which is outside the loop, so we have total time outside the loop is 3.5 microsecond. Now we will calculate the time delay inside the loop. We have two instructions inside the loop, DCR and J and Z. DCR requires 4 t states, and J and Z instruction requires 10 t states. And for the last iteration of the loop, when the condition is not true, requires only 7 T states. So the time delay in loop for this instruction, so the loop is executing for 255 times. So 254 times these this instruction will require 10 T states, and for the last iteration, when this condition fails, it requires only 7 states, T states. So the time delay in loop will be calculated as time clock period into loop T states. We require 4 into 10, 14 into 255 total iteration. 255 is the decimal equivalent of FF loaded in C register. So the total time in loop will be 0.5 into 14 into 255, but it is not the accurate or exact time required, because at the last iteration this instruction will require only 70 state. So first we will calculate the whole time delay for all the iterations, and then we will adjust the loop delay. We will subtract the time delay for the last iteration. So we have calculated according to the 10 T states. 10 minus 7, 3. So we will subtract 3 3 T states timing by the total loop time. So TL represents 255 iterations time delay, that is 1785. Here we have calculated microsecond, minus time for 3 T states, that will be calculated as 3 into 0.5. Now we will have the time delay inside the loop will be this. Actually this the difference between this and this is minor. It is 1.5 microsecond, so we can ignore it. In some cases we ignore it. So total time delay will be time delay outside the loop plus time delay inside the loop. So we got the total time delay for this program. So we can calculate the time delay introduced by the program using one register. Here one register C is used as a delay register because it stores the value, how many times the loop will execute. So we can calculate according the T states required for each instruction or depending upon the clock frequency of the system. Thank you.